Good afternoon.
Where do you work?
Atlanta Police Department, General Crimes Unit.
And how long have you worked for APD?
14 years.
In 2015, what unit were you assigned to?
2015, I was a Zone 5 Field Investigations team.
Now, I want to turn your attention to around midnight, January 8th, 2015. Were you working an extra job at an apartment complex on Confederate Court?
Yes.
All right. And what was the name of that complex?
Trestle Tree.
And is that located in Fulton County?
Yes.
And what was your job as security?
We were there working extra job to address any security issues that may arise there during the hours we were there, and any security concerns and answer 911 calls that may come up.
Now, you said we. Were you alone or were you with a partner?
I was with a partner.
Can you describe the complex for the jury?
The complex is fairly older buildings. There's one way in, one way out. You come in from at the time known as Confederate Avenue. You approach the gates, you go in the gates. You go in the through the driveway. Once you go through several buildings, you get to the rear of the apartment complex. There's a roundabout or cul-de-sac that you have to go around to go back out following the same path you just used to get in the first place.
Yeah, and I may have already asked you, so forgive me. Were you in a marked or unmarked car?
Unmarked.
And were you in uniform?
Yes.
Now, geographically, where was your car positioned within the complex?
We were in the center of the complex near the leasing office.
Was that near the entrance area of the apartment complex?
Somewhat close to the entrance, yes.
Now, at some point in time, do you hear gunshots?
Yes.
About how many?
About 5 to 6.
How far apart in time were the shots?
They were pretty rapid succession following each other.
And what area of the complex did you hear the shots come from?
They came from the gate area.
When you say gate area, can you elaborate?
Near the Confederate Avenue main entrance gate where you come into the apartments.
So after you hear the gunshots, what happens?
We see a red Infiniti speeding down the main driveway.
And where does it go from there?
It stops almost in front of us, in front of, I believe, Unit 895. Building 895, I'm sorry.
And what happens next?
2 persons exit the vehicle and run into their unit.
Did they ever come out of the unit?
They did come back out.
And who were the occupants?
The occupants were, if I can refer to the report so I can get the names. Okay. The occupants were, the front driver was Miss Erica Greer, and the front passenger was Larry Hughes.
Now, were either of them injured?
No.
Without telling me what they told you, did they tell you what happened?
They did tell me.
Now, did you canvass the area?
Yes, we did.
And what area did you canvass?
The area where the gunshots came from near the main gate in Confederate Avenue.
Now, while canvassing the area, what did you find?
We found about 6 shell casings on the ground near the gate where the shots came from.
Where were they located?
Near the front gate.
Did you observe any property damage to the red Infiniti owned by Stacey Adams?
Yes.
Now, you currently have in your possession what's been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 1 Delta Hotel through 13 Delta Hotel.
Okay.
Do you recognize those photos?
Yes, I do recognize these.
And you had an opportunity to review those before coming to court?
Yes.
All right. Has there been any
No.
Are there fair and accurate fair and accurate depiction of the scene?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I move to admit, state moves to admit 1 Delta Hotel through 13 Delta Hotel.
Those are admitted.
I'm now going to publish 3 through 8 Delta Hotel. I'm now going to publish 4 Delta Hotel. 5 Delta. 6, 7, and 8. Investigator Pete, are those the jail cases that you located?
Yes, they are.
Okay. And what did you do with them?
Crime scene tech collected them.
Did you take any prints?
No.
Any ballistic tests?
No.
I'm now going to publish 12 Delta Hotel. Officer Pete, can you tell the jury what is depicted in 12 Delta?
This is the red affinity that was damaged by gunfire. With the defect in the lift gate.
And 13? Please tell the jury what is depicted in this.
Closer image of the same infinity lift gate with the round defect in the center.
Officer Pete, did you prepare a report in this case?
Yes, I did.
When did this incident occur?
It occurred around 12:30 on January 8th, 2015.
All right. And when did you prepare your report?
The report was prepared on January 10th of 2015.
Why on the 10th?
I believe that's my first day back to work where I could get to the report system to complete it.
Of course, it does for a brief moment, Your Honor. Additional questions?
All right, does any of the defense have questions for this witness?
Yes, please.
All right, go ahead.
Officer Pete, good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
All right. I've got just a couple questions for you, if you don't mind, about what you observed on that evening, actually morning, because it was about a little bit after 12 midnight when this incident occurred. Is that about right?
Correct.
So we're talking January the 8th of 2015, about 12:38 in the morning. Does that sound about correct?
Correct.
And if you need to, for purposes of time or anything else, refer to your report that you have in front of you, right?
Sure, yes.
Feel free to do so. All right. So you're with APD, but you're working an extra job at this location, right?
Yes.
And 12:38 in the morning, you hear some shots. Turns out to be about maybe 4 or 5 shots that you hear.
About 5 or 6, but yes.
5 or 6. You're a police officer. You know what gunshots sound like.
Yes.
All right. And then you see this burgundy reddish Infinity that we've seen the pictures of come speeding down the driveway or the street inside of the complex. 2 folks get out.
Yes.
Erica Greer, Larry Hughes.
Yes.
You don't know them,
No, I don't know him at the time.
but they go into a unit there in the apartment complex, and then they come back out.
Correct.
You have a conversation with them.
Correct.
All right. During the course of your investigation, you come to find out that that their car appeared to have been shot at. Right?
Correct.
In fact, you were able to look at the car and observe some damage to the vehicle itself.
Correct.
Later, or as you conduct the investigation, you come to realize that there's another vehicle, I think a black Acura, that has some damage to it as well. True?
Correct.
All right. One of the things you're trying to find out at that point is what happened, who shot at him, what was going on, correct?
That's correct.
You would ultimately end up ask it? Well, first of all, did other officers arrive at the scene?
It was just myself, Officer McGee, and another officer just brought crime scene tape. That's all.
Okay, but you would have advised either those officers or other officers about anything to be on the lookout for, right?
Yes, I should have. Yes.
And one of the things that you wanted the other officers to look out for was a white or silver Dodge Charger, correct?
Yes, that's in the report.
Right, and it's in your report because you were aware, or you became aware during the course of your investigation, that a silver or white Dodge Charger was the vehicle that was firing on the burgundy Infiniti, correct?
Presumably, yes.
You would later, not later or soon thereafter, go out to the front of the complex where you would see, and either you would collect or crime scene, the crime scene arrive on scene?
Yes.
All right. They would collect the 6 shell casings that you found near the front gate.
Correct.
You know what the caliber of those shell casings were?
According to the report, 45 caliber.
Okay. So you have some 45 caliber shell casings, and it seemed logical to you during your investigation that someone was shooting a 45 at that burgundy vehicle. True?
That's true.
And you had a description of an individual, a black male, who got out of the white Dodge Charger and was shooting at the vehicle, right?
According to the report, yes.
Okay, all right. Just one person.
Yes, that's all I can remember from reading.
Okay. So what you know and what you then communicate to other officers or investigators is that there's a shooting that occurred at Trestle Tree, right? That's one. The shooting appeared to have been someone shooting at this burgundy Infiniti, right?
Correct.
The person doing the shooting would have been a black male coming out of a white or silver Dodge Charger.
That's correct.
And then leaving the scene.
That's correct. They were
But
left.
leaving 45, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Leaving the scene
Right.
and leaving some 45 caliber shell casings there at the location.
That would be correct.
All right. It is fair to say that that was you looked for cameras at the location to see if any of this was captured on surveillance cameras, didn't you?
I did.
There were 2 cameras located at the entrance, but they did not capture, or they didn't face the location where the incident occurred. Am I correct about that?
Not sure about that. We didn't have leasing persons with access to the cameras to confirm that.
Okay. Bottom line is you didn't see any camera footage of the incident.
No, I didn't.
You're not aware of whether or not any subsequent officers or investigators procured camera footage of the incident?
No, I'm not.
All right. No one was arrested that night?
No.
But that information certainly was turned over to either other investigators or detectives, right?
As far as I know.
All right. Officer Peak, I think that's all I've got for you. Thank you.
Okay.